Hi everyone, very good evening and welcome back to Geeks for Geeks practice. Today we'll be discussing the problem that is Geeks Island. Previously, this problem has been asked in Google, Uber, Adobe, and Microsoft. So it's a really interesting and a easy problem as well. By solving this problem, you will get a lot of confidence. So please give me a plus one if my voice is clearly audible to everyone and everything is working fine. Hi Naikaj, hi Rishit. Then I'll share my screen and we'll start with the video as well. So all of you who are there, please hit the like button and give me a plus one in the chat. Then I'll start discussing this problem that has been asked in a lot of companies. Okay. So I hope that the screen is perfectly visible to everyone. Okay. So Rishit, hi. And if everyone can hear me clearly, please make sure to hit the like button. Okay. So hi Abhi Patel as well. Okay. So all of you can see everything clearly. Right. So let's discuss this problem, Geeks Island. First of all, the company tags have not been mentioned in this problem, but this problem has been asked previously in Google. It has also been asked in Uber. Okay. It has been asked in Microsoft and it has been asked in Adobe and many other companies as well. I'm not naming them. So it has been asked in a lot of companies. Now, what does this problem say? So this problem basically teaches us, like, let's have a look at a better example. Like, okay, let's have a look at this example only. So see, basically it says that Geek Island is represented by n cross m matrix. Okay, so basically there is a matrix that is of n cross m size that has been given. So you can see this matrix has been given. Now this island is touched by the Indian Ocean from the top left and top and the left edges. Okay, so basically let's say this is an island. Okay, let's say this is an island. Now this problem says that this island is touched by the Indian Ocean on the top and the left edges. Okay, so what is the top edge? Like this is the top part. Okay, this is the top part. Okay, and the left part is this one. So basically, this whole part is the Indian Ocean, right? This whole part is the Indian Ocean part. Now, the problem also says that uh, and the Arabian Sea from right and the bottom edges. Okay, so basically the right and the bottom edges, basically this edge, okay, right edge and the bottom edges are nothing but touched by the Arabian Sea. Okay, Arabian. Like let me write it, Arabian Sea. Okay, is this part clear? What the problem is saying? Great work, Yash. Thanks a lot. So basically, the problem says that in you have been given this grid. Okay, this grid has been given to you, let's say, and this grid is surrounded on the top side and the left side by Indian Ocean, and on the bottom side and the right side it is surrounded by the Arabian Sea. Is that clear? Okay, Madbar is also clear, right? So this much point must be clear to everyone. After this, the problem, like you can read this, the island is touched by Indian Ocean from the top and the left, as I have done, right? Top and the left is Indian Ocean, indicated by white color, and the downside and the right side is indicating the Arabian Sea. Okay, now each element of the matrix represents the height. Okay, so please write h in the chat, everyone. Okay, so every element inside this matrix is representing a height. Let's say this is 5, so it is representing the height as 5. Is that clear? Is that clear to everyone? Okay, so every this is basically a grid. Okay, this is basically a grid, and every cell inside this grid is representing a particular height. All right, after this, it says that due to raining season. Okay, so there's this kind of rainy season that is going. Okay, so you can expect that. Okay, it's kind of region close to Mumbai and you have the rainy season going on. Okay, so you can assume that when the rainy season is going on, so on this island also the rain will be falling. Okay, is that clear? Please give me a plus one. Is that clear? That since the rainy season is going, so on this particular piece of island, that is this yellow island, the rain must be flowing. Okay, the rain must be flowing. So basically what will happen when rain is flowing, then water will be there. Okay, so when rain is falling, then water will come on this island. Okay, water will come on this island. Okay, and after this it says that due to rainy season, the island, there's a lot of rainfall and the water flows in 4 direction. Okay, so basically let's say there is a particular cell. Okay, let's say there is a particular cell, this particular cell. Then from this particular cell, what can happen is water can flow in this direction, in this direction, in this direction, in this direction. Okay, so from this particular cell, the water will start flowing in the 4 directions. All right, now furthermore, it says that from one cell to another with higher or equal height. Okay, it will flow from one cell to another cell with higher or higher, sorry, with height equal or lower. Okay, so tell me this thing, guys, tell me this thing. If you have इसमें चार है, yeah. See, basically let's say if you have this, like normally in real life, what happens in real life? What happens? Can I say that water flows from higher height? Okay, from higher height to lower height? Yes or no? Agree with me? Yes or no? Normally what happens in real life? Water flows from higher height to lower height. Agree with me? Like if let's say this is the height, so it will flow from the higher height to the lower height. Are you clear with this, guys? Water in real life flows from higher height to lower height. Okay, so basically what will happen is, let's say that if I am having this kind of a configuration at one point of time, let's say this kind of configuration is there, right? So let's say this cell value is, let's say 5. Okay, so in four directions you can go, right? So from a particular, let's say there's some rainfall on this cell with value 5. So let us say that in the corresponding part, let's say this is 4. Okay, let's say this is 5. Okay, let's say this is 7, and let's say this is 8. Okay, so what will happen if the water, like let's say if the rain is flowing on this cell 5. Okay, let's say there's rain is there on this cell 5, then you can assume this thing that water will flow from where, like water can either flow in the same height. Okay, so on the same floor, as you know, if you will split the water on your floor, so the water will spread. Okay, so if there is same height, then also, so in four directions the water will flow. But there is a condition that since this cell is having same height, so in that case the water will flow on this cell. And since this cell is also having lesser height, okay, so either it will flow in the same or the lesser height, so again it will flow here also, right? Please write 5 4 in the chat, everyone. Okay, so the water will flow, if I take an example, so water will flow on this cell 4 and on this cell 5 as well, same height and or lesser height. Okay, since these cells are of higher height, so the water will not flow from this cell to this cell. Is that clear to everyone? Yes, say in same also it will flow. So this is like basically the water flows in the same height or in the lower height now. Okay, so that is what the problem says. The water can flow from one cell to another with height equal or lower. Is that clear? Please give me +1, everyone, if you are clear till now. So you can give me a +1 and hit the like button. Okay, hit the like button if you are clear till now. Is everyone clear? Is everyone clear? Okay, so hit the like button, guys. Please hit the like button. This question has been asked in a lot of companies. If you are clear, you can give me a +1 and hit the like. I'm just waiting for 30 seconds because this part is very important for all of you. Right. So this is the condition. Okay. So you have to tell what? You have to tell what? Let's say you have this grid. Okay. So what kind of grid you have been given? Let's say you have been given this kind of a grid. Okay. Let's say this particular grid has been given to you. So let me quickly copy this grid. I'm not sure how I'll copy it. Maybe I have to draw it 5x5 grid now. So let's quickly draw it. Okay, let's quickly draw it. You can also draw it if you want. So let us say that if I have this grid that I will be drawing. Okay, just give me a second. Okay, so let me take a bigger size. The whole game is of the grid drawing. Okay, so see, basically 1, okay, 2, then 3, okay, then 4, and this will be what, 1, this will be 2, okay, this will be 3, 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, yeah, 1 2 3 4. Okay, so this is the 25x25 size grid. Then this is 1 3 3 2 4. Okay, so this is 1 3 3, then 2 4. Okay, then I have 4 5. Okay, 4 5, then I have 6, then I have 4 and 4. Okay, then I have 2, then I have 4, then I have 5 here, then I have 3, and then I have 1 as well. Then I have 6, I have 7, I have 1, then I have 4, then I have 5. Okay, these are the heights. Then I have 6, then I have 1. Okay, then I have 3, then I have 4. All right, this is the scenario here. Now what you have to do is, like, basically you have to tell, okay, like this whole part is the Indian Ocean. I'll draw it for you. Okay, this whole part is the Indian Ocean, right? This is the Indian Ocean on the left. Okay, and this whole part that I am drawing, let's say with a different color, let's say with this color, is the Arabian Sea. Okay, let's say this is the Arabian Sea. Now what you have to tell here is you, like, see, basically what will happen, can I say that from these cells, from this island, basically the water will flow into the ocean, right, into the water bodies. Agree with me, everyone? If you agree with me, you can give me a +1. From this, the water will flow into the oceans, right? The water will flow from the island to the ocean. You can give me a +1 and hit the like button if you agree with the same. So you need to find the number of cells. Okay, you need to find the number of cells where water can flow from both Indian Ocean and Arabian Ocean. Okay, so what does this mean? So let me use a yellow color. Okay, yellow color will help me to indicate that, okay, water is flowing in the Arabian. So see, basically I can say that, see, this one is connected, right? So see, water will flow from 5 to 3. Okay, you can, if you will run a DFS, so basically what you can do is, if you have to traverse in the graph, right? So can I say that you can use DFS traversal or BFS both? Please write DFS BFS in the chat if you are clear, right? If you basically you have to traverse this graph, right? You have to do what? You have to traverse this graph. If you have to traverse a graph, then you can use either what, DFS traversal or BFS traversal. Here I will be using DFS traversal because it will be simpler for me to write. Okay, so either you can use the DFS or the BFS traversal. Is that clear? If you have to traverse through the graph. Is that clear to everyone, guys? Is that clear? Please give me a plus one. For traversing this graph, I'll be using the BFS or the DFS traversal, right? So I have to tell that, okay, see, what will happen? See, what will happen from this island, the water will flow in some directions, right? Basically, from this island, the water will flow into the water bodies, okay, into the water bodies. And you have to tell that, okay, how many cells are there? Okay, how many cells are there that are flowing the water both in the Indian Ocean as well as the Arabian Sea? Okay, is that clear? Basically, there are a lot of cells, okay. So from some cells the water is going to the Indian Ocean, from some cells the water is only going to the Arabian Sea, okay. But there will be some cells from which the water will be going into the Indian Ocean as well as the Arabian Sea, okay. So you have to count the number of cells that are helping the that are distributing water in both the Indian Ocean as well as the Arabian Sea. Is that clear? Please give me a plus one. Is that clear? So you have to find the number of cells from where the water can flow from both the Indian Ocean as well as the Arabian Sea, okay. Is that clear? So some cells will flow the water in the Arabian Sea only, some cells will flow the water in the Indian Ocean only, but you have to count the total number of cells that will flow the water in both of them. Is that clear? If you are clear till now, please hit the like button, guys. If you are clear till this statement, please hit the like button, because after this we will try to do the traversal of it, okay. So please hit the like button, guys, if you are clear, and hit like give me a plus one also. Rishit is clear, and Naikaj must be clear. Ramkumar Rao must also be clear, I think, okay. Other people must also be clear. Aman must be clear. This problem is quite easy. It has been asked in Uber and Google, Microsoft also. Okay, so everyone is clear till now. Very good. Now can I like, if I will see, I will use yellow color, okay, to indicate the that from those cells the water is going into the Indian Ocean, okay. And let's say I will use blue color to indicate, let's say if I'll use a different color, so let's say if I'll use the blue color, okay. So let me use a different brighter color, okay. Just give me a second. Let's find a brighter color compared to this. Let's use this color. I think this will be better. Yeah, I think I can use this, right? So see, yeah, this part and this whole part, this is the Arabian, right? So can I say, like, I will run a like, see, from the edges what will happen, if you will see, so I will run the DFS, okay. I'll run the DFS on this graph, okay. So basically what I will have is, I will have two arrays, like the Indian Ocean, like I will have a matrix, okay, that will tell me that, okay, whether the water is flowing into the Indian Ocean or not, right? So if the water is flowing into the Indian Ocean, then they will be saying that, okay, the water is flowing from them into the Indian Ocean. So see, basically, can I say that the DFS traversal will start from the border, okay. From these borders I can start the DFS traversal for the Indian Ocean. Please give me a plus one. If I am talking about the Indian Ocean, then from these cells I can start the DFS traversal. Is that clear? Because the boundaries, the cells that are touching the right leftmost cells and the topmost cells, these are touching the Indian Ocean. So from them you can think of having the DFS calls. All right, is that clear to everyone? And they will be flowing the water into the Indian Ocean, right? Is that clear? So obviously, if you will observe, right, so the edges will always, can I say that the edges will always flow their water into the Indian Ocean? Agree with me, everyone? The edges are always going to flow the water into the Indian Ocean. Everyone agrees with me? Edges will always, like, the island, the edge part of the island is always going to flow the water into the Indian Ocean, right? Now see, can I say that 6 will also flow water into 3? Yes, like you can see here, like from 6 the water will go into 3, from 5 also it will go, right? From 4, can the water go, like, see, if I will see, so let's highlight this with this color, okay. So from 4 also the water can flow here, okay. This cell also, like, let's say this cell also, okay. Okay, from 4 the water can go here, okay. Let's say from 5 also the water can go here, okay. Then can I say that from this, tell me guys, is, can I include this cell 3? Please tell me, this particular cell 3, I have highlighted it with white color. No, because from 3 the water cannot flow, right? Can you tell me, like, see, from 3 can the water flow to 5 or 4? No. Please write no in the chat, okay. It cannot, but it can flow. Are you getting my point? Like, so from 3 the water cannot flow in that direction. So see, from all these cells the water is flowing. I think from 7 also the water can flow into the Indian Ocean, right? From 1, can the water flow into the Indian Ocean? No. From 1 also the water cannot flow, right? Because 1 is of lesser height, so 1 cannot flow the water into 6, right? And if I'll see, is there any other cell from which the water can flow? I don't think so. Let me see if I'm missing something, or if I have added something extra. No, no, no. Okay, so this cell also, this cell also, yeah, I think these cells, like, see, these cells will be flowing the water in this direction, okay. Is there any other cell that I should add or remove? No, 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 see, these cells are flowing the water in the Indian Ocean like this. Now see, these cells are flowing the water into the Indian Ocean like this. Now let's talk about the Arabian Sea, okay. Beside 2 is 4, not flowing water from both. beside 2 is 4. Which cell you are talking about? This one. This one will directly flow the water, na? I think this one can directly flow the water, right? Edges can directly flow. Okay, so let's see. Let's say these are the cells, right? Now after this, let's see how the Indian Ocean in the Indian Ocean the water will flow. Okay, so I can say that okay, one will obviously flow the water into the Indian Ocean. I think I should use a different color. Which color should I use? Let me use orange color. Maybe that might sound better. Okay, I need to use some better colors. Uh, can I use this color? Okay, is this color fine, guys, or not? Let's see this color. So let's mark this as Arabian. Okay, so let's use this color for Arabian. Or maybe I can use a dark blue color. Let's see. I want things to be much more clear. Okay, so I think I can use this color, right? Possibly. Okay, so this is the Arabian part, right? So see, basically, can I say that the edges can, like this island, this will always flow the water into the Arabian. This will also flow. This will also flow. Okay, then this will also flow. This will also flow. The borders are always going to flow. So I'm going to start the DFS from the borders, right? This will also flow, and then after that, can I say that this 4 will also flow? Yes, because it is connected to 3. So from 4, the water will flow through 3, and then here. Then from 3 also 3 to 1, and this. Then can I say that this 1 can also flow? Yes, 1 can also flow. Then this cell 5, see, this cell 7 can also flow. Okay, so this cell 7 can also flow. Then can I say that this 6 can also flow? Yes, I can say that, I think, right? Then this 5 can also flow, I think, right? Yeah, it can also flow. 4 can also flow, right? This cell 2, can it flow? Can this cell 2 flow the water into the Arabian? No, I don't think so. Can 6 flow the water into the Arabian? Yes, 6 can also flow the water into the Arabian. Can 4 flow the water? No. Can 2 flow the water? No. Can 5 flow the water? I think that no, it can't, because if can this 4 flow? I don't think so. Okay, so this cannot. Right. So is that clear? I have highlighted. Now I will use the different color. So let's say if I will use this red color, okay, to mark. So see this particular cell, okay, this particular cell, this particular cell is common, right? This particular cell is common, 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 right, guys? So basically, how many cells are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let me see the answer. We might have missed something, but I hope that it is correct. Yeah, please write 8 in the chat, guys. I did not see the answer, but can you see this part, guys? That I am having 8 cells that are common. Is that clear? Like if you will see, so 8 cells are there. Like I have highlighted them with the with this color, right? They are the cells that are flowing the water in both the oceans. Is that clear, guys? Is that clear? Right, there are 8 cells. So what I will do is I will be running the DFS from the top cells, okay, and the left cells, okay. Agree with me? Please write +1. I'll be running the DFS from the top cells and the left cells for the Indian Ocean, okay, and and there'll be a visited array for Indian Ocean that will tell that okay, how many of the cells are flowing the water into the Indian Ocean, okay. Then I will run another DFS call from the right cells as well as the down cell, and that will tell me how many cells are distributing the water into the Arabian Sea, okay. And then after that I'll run a final loop that will tell that okay, which cells are there which are flowing the water, okay, into both Indian Ocean as well as the Arabian Sea. Is that clear, guys? Please give me a +1. Is that clear? This is very easy problem. Is that clear? So this problem is nothing but DFS problem, okay. You can either use DFS or BFS. This is just traversal of like traversal of a 2D grid. Is that clear to everyone? Please give me +1, guys. Is that clear? Is that clear, guys? Okay, so that's the main criteria for this particular problem, right? So how will I start with this problem? So I think, let me see. So this is a n cross m matrix. So I think n okay, also one more thing, if you have understood till now this particular diagram, it was very difficult for me to draw it live, okay, because I did not draw it earlier. So please make sure to hit the like button, guys, if you have understood till now. So I am expecting that you can hit the like button, and then I will start writing a little bit of code such that I can explain it in between also. So please hit the like button if you have understood it till now. If you have understood it till now, so I'm expecting you to hit the like button, okay. I'm expecting that number of people are more, so let's see if we can reach 13 likes or not, and then I'll start. Please hit the like button, guys, if you have understood till now, right? So this is the whole part. Now it is just that you have to run the DFS in four directions, right? I hope that this point is clear to everyone. Great. So let's proceed further. You can give me a +1, and then I'll proceed with the code part, okay. This is just for interaction so that I can understand that okay, all of us are on the same page, guys. All right. Great. So what kind of arrays will be having, right? So what kind of things will be having? So let's say we will have a counter. Okay, we'll have a counter that will tell that, okay, how many cells are there that are having both the Indian Ocean. Okay, how many cells are there that are flowing the water into the Indian Ocean as well as the Arabian Sea. Okay. Now, once we are having this particular part, so how can we proceed? So see, basically, we will be starting, right? So we have the n value, we have the height, like see, we have the number of rows and we have the number of columns, we have the counter. So the very first thing that we need to do is what? The very first thing that we need to do is we need to run a 2D, like we need to declare a 2D array for Pacific, right? We need to have a 2D array that will tell us that, okay, how many cells are there that are having the Pacific, that are flowing the water into the Pacific, and how many cells are there that are like see, okay, I will have two independent 2D arrays. Okay, 2D array, I'll have two independent 2D array. Okay, one 2D array will be for the Pacific, for will tell me that, okay, how many cells are there that are sorry, not Pacific, I should say, okay, it should be Indian Ocean, right? It should be Indian Ocean. How many cells are there that are flowing the water into the Indian Ocean? Okay, so basically, if there is a cell that is like if there is a cell that will be flowing the water into the Indian Ocean, so that will be marked as 1, you can say. Okay, if it is not flowing the water into the Indian Ocean, so it will be marked as 0. Is that clear to everyone? Right? Please write 0 1 in the chat. If, like see, I'll have a 2D array. Okay, 2D array for Indian Ocean, okay, and the Arabian Sea. So Indian Ocean 2D array will tell me the cells, like if a particular cell is 1 for the Indian Ocean array, so it will tell me that it is flowing the water into the Indian Ocean. If it is 0, then it is not flowing. Is that clear? Similarly, I'll have a Arabian Sea array, 2D array. If it is 1, so it will tell me that, okay, it is flowing the water into the Arabian Sea. If it is 0, then it will tell me that, okay, that particular cell is not flowing the water into the Arabian Sea. Is that clear till now? Okay, so this is first thing, that the first thing that we will be declaring is nothing but this, that is the 2D array, right? So let me declare it. So let's say vector of vector int, right? And we will name this, let's say, as what? I should name it as Arabian, Arabian, Arabian. Okay, Arabian. And what will be the dimensions? N comma vector of int, like this is basically I'm declaring a 2D array in my language, that is C++. Okay, so m size, and initial mark it as 0, right? Arabian. And then I'll have the vector of vector int. Okay, and I'll have a Indian Ocean array, so Indian, and I'll write it as n comma vector of int m comma 0. Is this point clear to everyone? So basically these cells are going to tell me whether that cell is flowing the water into the Indian or Arabian and respectively. Clear till now? Can I proceed further? 2D array is clear to everyone? Why? What is the requirement for having a 2D array here? Clear everyone till now? Yes or no? Okay. Now after this, if you will observe further, so what should I do? Like in this case, if I will be running a loop, so let's say I will be running a loop, let's say what kind? So let's say I starts from, let's say, something like 0. Okay, I is lesser than n, then I will do I plus plus. So basically, if I am running for the rows, okay, so let's say if I'm running a loop for the rows, okay, so just give me a second, let me show you here. So let's say if I'm running a loop for the rows, okay, let's say this is the grid. Okay, now if I'm running for the rows, so what are the rows? Like basically this is a row. Okay, these are all the rows, right? Basically this row, okay, and this row. Now see, if I am having this part, right? So this is what? This is Indian Ocean, right? As per their requirement, Indian Ocean, I think. And this is Arabian, right? Arabian. If we talk about the rows, please give me +1. Row is in two sides. Now this, like rows, like this is the row part and this is also the row part. Okay, this whole is the column thing, right? So similarly down here also this whole is the column thing. So basically for the row, if you will see, so this starting part, like see, indexing 0, right? If you will see, so this whole row where the column is 0, okay, these are different rows. So this is 0 comma 0, okay, then this is what, this is I think 1 comma 0, right? So on and so forth. So these are all the rows that are on the left side, okay, and these rows are connected to the Indian Ocean. Is that clear to everyone? And all the cells that are having the column as n minus 1, okay, they are connected to the Arabian. So I'll run the DFS call for them. Is that clear, guys? So there are certain rows that are there. There are certain rows that are there that are present on the left side, okay, and these will be connected to the Indian Ocean, okay, and there are certain, and the last columns are connected. for every row, like every last column, that all these rows are there, then in the last column they will be connected to the Arabian. So I'll run the DFS for them. Okay, so what will I do here, guys? Can you tell me? Can I say that I'll run the DFS for them? Yes or no? Agree with me or not? Right. So I will say that, okay, I'll run the DFS. Okay, I'll start running the DFS for each and every row. Okay, so I start from zero. Let's say I'll pass this as zero. Okay, I'll pass this matrix also. And what should I pass? If I'm passing this matrix also, so I can say that if I'm talking about this zero, na, so this is Indian. So let me pass Indian here. Okay, is that clear? So I'll pass the Indian Ocean, right? Please write I in the chat. Is everyone clear? That if I'm thinking about the zeroth column, okay, so I comma j pair is for different rows, if I'm calling the DFS from here, so I'll be calling for the Indian Ocean, na, basically. So that is why I'm passing the Indian Ocean cell. Is that clear to everyone, guys? Please tell me. Is it clear? So I'll be calling for the Indian Ocean, right? And then I'll be passing this matrix. So matrix is also passed. Is that clear to everyone? Okay, and initially I'll pass the previous value that I have taken. Okay, so initially the previous value will be what, like basically initially this current value that of I'll pass the value of this cell also. So the value of cell is nothing but mat of I0. Is that clear, guys, till now? Is it clear to everyone? Okay, please hit the like button, guys, if you're clear, so that I can get that. Okay, everyone is clear till now. Is everyone clear till now? Because I don't want anyone to get confused. Okay, similarly, I'll call the DFS. Okay, similarly, what I'll do is, okay, Madbar is clear. A lot of other people are also clear. Great. So similarly, what I will do is I'll call the DFS. Okay, from the last cell. So basically, just a second, I should correct this thing. So this column will not be this much. This column will be m minus 1th column. Okay, this column will be nothing but m minus 1. So now for all the different ith rows, okay, for all the different ith rows, I want to call for for different ith row, want to call for column m minus 1. That will be for Arabian. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll call the DFS for I comma m minus 1, let's say. Okay, I'll pass the which ocean? I'll pass the Arabian Ocean array, Arabian Arabian Ocean array, and then I'll pass this thing as what, matrix of m minus 1. Okay, this is the current cell value that I'll be passing. Is that clear? This is what I'll be doing in the DFS. Is that clear? Now after that, I need to run the loop for the columns also. Is that clear? Like basically now I need to run the loop for this particular case. Let me just use a different color. Okay, so see, now I have this grid. Okay, now I need to run the DFS for the J value also, right? So basically this whole part is what, this if I will talk about this, so this whole part is the Indian Ocean. Let me draw it. So this is the Indian Ocean. Okay, these cells are connected to the Indian Ocean, and these are connected to the Arabian Sea. Okay, so basically the cells that are having the I value, okay, that are having the starting value as what, 0, and for all the different J, please write J in the chat. Okay, please write J plus plus in the chat as an indication, right? So for the 0th row, okay, for the 0th row, so I'll pass what, 0 comma J, different values of J. Is that clear, guys? Please write 0 J in the chat if everyone is clear, right? Does it make some sense, guys? Yes or no? Okay, so I'll pass it. Nice explanation, thanks a lot if you're clear till now. Okay, so what I'll be doing here is I'll pass, let's say, int j is equal to 0. Okay, j is lesser than m, and then I'll do a j plus plus right here. Okay, then I'll call the DFS function. So DFS is nothing but a recursive function only, right? So I'll call the DFS function and I'll pass what? I'll pass the row will remain the same. Okay, and if I'm passing for the 0th row, then j value will differ. Okay, j value will differ. Just give me a second. J value will differ here. We need to pass mat in second DFS call. Okay, did I not pass the matrix? Yeah, I forgot to pass the matrix, sorry. Okay, so then I'll pass the matrix here. Okay, and if I'm calling from 0 comma j, understand this thing, if I'm calling from 0 comma j, so I should pass Indian. Now please write I in the chat. If I'm calling from 0 comma j, so I should pass the Indian Ocean array, right? So Indian, IN Indian, right? This is what I will pass, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass mat of 0 comma j, I think. Like what should I pass here? Okay, so 0 comma j, yeah, that's fine. I hope this is fine, correct? If anything I make, if I make any mistake, you can tell me. Now for the last row, okay, for the last row, that is for n minus 1th row, it is connected to the, all the cells are connected to what? All the cells here are connected to the Arabian Sea. Okay, so for n minus 1 comma j, please write j again in the chat. Okay, for all these cells in the last row, they are connected to the Arabian, so I'll call the DFS from them also. So n minus 1 comma j, okay, and I'll pass this matrix. Then I'll pass what, Arabian. If they are connected to the Arabian, then I'll pass Arabian. So ARABIAN, I don't know why it's not working. Yeah, Arabian, Arabian, and then I'll pass the matrix of this particular thing as n minus one, comma j. Is that clear? All right. So they will do what? They will mark the cells as one. Okay. In the Indian and the Arabian 2D array, if those cells are flowing the water into the Arabian sea, so they will be marked as one. If they are into Indian, so they will be marked as one. Is that clear till now, guys? Any doubts till now? Please tell me. Any doubts till now? If you have, then you can ask. Otherwise, I'll proceed further with the DFS part of it as well. Are you clear till now, guys? I hope that everyone is clear till now, right? Makes sense. Line number 24. Line number 24, I have corrected now. Line number 24, pass Matt in the second DFS call. I have done it. Okay, everyone is clear till now. Great. So now see, after we will, let's say after we will return. Okay. So if there is a particular, like see, if after returning, if it happens that there is a particular ij cell, okay, that is one. So it will indicate if they in the Indian 2D array, if it mat of ij is one, so this will indicate that okay, there is a particular cell I comma j that is having that is flowing water into the Indian Ocean. Okay. If let's say there is a particular cell, okay, let's say Indian of x comma y, okay, that is let's say 0, so it will indicate that okay, this x comma y cell is not flowing the water into the Indian Ocean. Okay, that, and the same thing will repeat vice versa for the case of the Arabian also. Okay, after this is done, so what will you do? You, like, let's say after this will be done. Okay, so let's say the DFS function I'll write later on. So I will run for all the cells. Okay, for all the cells I'll be running. Okay, so I'll be checking for all the cells. So int I start from 0, I is less than n, j start from 0, j is let's say less than what, j is less than m, and then I'll do a j plus plus. Okay, so if it happens that the Indian Ocean ij cell is equal to 1, okay, and it also happens that the Arabian Ocean ij cell, okay, if both, please write both in the chat. Okay, if after the traversal is over, if both of the I comma j cell at one particular point of time, if both of them are one, right, please write both in the chat. If after the traversal is over, okay, if both of them are one, okay, then I will count it. Okay, is that clear? So let's say I'll do count plus plus here. Okay, I'll count it. Make sense, everyone? Please tell me. Does it make some sense for everyone? Yes or no, guys? After both, like if both of them are one, in that case I'll say that okay, both this is like this is one such cell that I should count because it is flowing water in into both Indian as well as Arabian. Okay, then in the end I will do what? I will simply return the counter here. Is that clear to everyone? I'll simply return the counter here. Okay, so this is what we are doing. Please write DFS in the chat. Now we just need to write our DFS function. Okay, so let's say we'll write something like int, let's say DFS. Okay, and I'll be at the cell what? If I'm writing the DFS, so I'll be at int I comma let's say int j. Okay, and then I'll be passing this matrix also. So let me pass this matrix properly. I hope that everyone is clear till now. Okay, please write easy in the chat. Don't you think that this problem was easy? Maybe I might make some mistakes in the implementation because the code is very long and I'm explaining it, not focusing on writing that much. Okay, then I'll pass vector int like this basically every time like vector int, let's say ampersand visited. Okay, basically visited or watered, I can say, right? Basically if I'm visiting it, so this means that this cell is flowing the water into that particular corresponding ocean. Now other than this, I'll pass this as the previous value. Is that clear to everyone? Okay, till now everything is clear, guys? Yes or no? Okay, so now once this part has been done, so we just need to implement this DFS functions for ourselves, right? So let's say we will write ocean, like should I use this ocean? Like I can maybe use ocean word here. Okay, that particular current ocean. Okay, OCEA ocean. Basically this ocean is like, please write, like see this particular ocean array that I have declared. Okay, this particular 2D ocean array that I have declared. Okay, like basically this will either indicate the Indian Ocean when I'll pass the Indian thing here. Okay, uh is it hanging? Just give me a second. All right. Is it stuck? All right. I think my screen is frozen, guys. Is it stuck? Just give me a second. Okay, let me fix this issue. So I think the update is going on. Can I shut it down and then come back? Just give me a second. Let's see. Okay, guys, am I audible now? Just let me know if I'm audible or not. Okay, guys, am I audible now? I hope that it's fine, right? So it went on automatic update, right? You could have seen there was an update, so I think it went on automatic update. Okay, so yeah, so let's focus on the DFS function now. Please give me a +1 if you're clear till now. Sorry I think I was teaching from 8 p.m, so that is why it just kept on updating in the background, and then forceful. Okay, all right. So sorry for the inconvenience. Obviously we have been like, this is very long code also, right? So see, now what will I do, like, if I will think about the normal BFS function. So what are the possible situations that we can have here? It will not be int. I think I can declare it as void only, right? Then I am just fed up with Windows, right? Sorry for that, like, because I feel very bad today. Now see, if it happens that like, if you call for a certain grade, let's say if I is lesser than 0, okay, or I is lesser than what, mat dot size, let's say, okay, or if I fall out of the grid in any way, right, if j is lesser than 0, or if it happens that j is greater than mat of 0 dot size, okay, if j is greater than the columns, or if it happens that that particular ocean is already 1, okay, so if ocean of if that particular ocean of ij, if it is already 1, okay, in those cases I should return yes or no. Agree with me, everyone? In those cases I should simply return. Does everyone agree with me? Yes or no? Okay, agree. Now go for MacBook Air. I should definitely consider it. Okay, now there's one more case when I should return. Okay, so let's say let's do one thing. Let me show you with the help of the notebook. Just a second. Now there's one more thing. We have this previous, now we have this previous. So if you will see here, let's say if I have this grid, okay, let's say this is the kind of grid that I'm having. Obviously I'm not going to draw the whole grid. See, let's say if I'm having the value 1 here, okay, then after that from this cell, let's say if I am trying to go, let's say there's an intermediate cell, okay, let's say if I'm at this intermediate cell, okay, this is having value let's say this had the value as uh 5, okay, let's say that this was the previous cell, okay, and the previous for it, let's say, was 4, okay. So if the previous, like, see, if you are having this previous, okay, so let's say if the previous value was, let's say, 7, right, so can the water flow, like, can I mark this as visited? No, no. Understanding this thing, guys, or not? Are you getting my point? I should be greater equal to, have I not written greater equal to? Yeah, I should write greater equal to, sorry. Yeah, I should be greater equal to, correct. So see, basically I'm saying that let's say that if my previous cell was this, okay, if previous cell value was, let's say, 7, okay, and the current cell is having value 5, right, so I should return or not? Yes, agree with me, everyone? If the previous cell that I was at, okay, let's say there was a previous cell that I was at, okay, if the previous cell value is 7 and my current cell value at ij is 5, so that means the water cannot flow from here to here now. So then I should return. Is that clear, everyone, or not? Okay, so I should write here this condition that if it happens, or it happens that the previous value is greater, like, see, if the previous value was, let's say, 4, okay, and the current value is 5, then things are fine, then I'll visit it, then the water will flow from here to here. Okay, if the previous value is, let's say, 6 and this value is 5, so it cannot, right? If the previous value and the current value is the same, then also it's fine. If the previous value is lesser, then also it's fine, right? Because the water can flow from here to here. But if the previous value, right, if the previous cell is, let's say, having the value is 7 and the current cell is having the value is 5, then it is not possible. Is that clear? So if it happens that the previous value is greater than the current value, right, so in that case I'll simply return, because this cannot be visited from here. Is that clear, guys? Please tell me. Okay, so I should write here that, or if it happens, right, that the previous value is greater than, okay, if it happens that the previous value, if it is greater than the mat of ij, okay, in that case the water cannot be distributed. Is that clear? The previous value represents the previous node, okay. So let's if I'm starting from there now, so you can understand I'm starting from the boundary. So let's say that in this case the previous value is 7, okay, so in this case the previous value for this cell is 7, okay, and in this case the current value, let's say, is what, let's say the current value is 5. So you can say that, okay, in that case the water cannot flow from 5 to 7, no, actually. Yeah, we got from the previous call. Yes, it represents from the previous call only now. So I'm saying this thing, that if this is the current cell, okay, guys, if this is the current cell, okay, so this is the cell I comma j. So let's say the previous cell was this particular cell, okay, so can the water flow from this cell to this cell? No, it cannot. It cannot. Are you getting my point? So if the previous cell was having higher value, okay, so the current value should always be greater. Like see, mat of ij should always be greater equal to the previous. Now it should always be greater equal to this cell, the boundary cells. Basically, I'm calling the DFS from these direction. Na? Basically, I'm calling the DFS from the edges. Na? That is why. Are you getting? Are you getting? Is it clear? If you are clear, please write +1 or not clear. Tell me. See, basically, if the water has to flow, like so, see, if let's say my previous cell was having the value as 7 and the current cell is having the value as 5, so can the water flow from this to this? No. So this previous is marked as visited, but this current cannot be marked as visited. No. Is that clear? So current cannot be. So basically, this is the criteria that I'm thinking about. Is that clear? I can, maybe if you want, I can change the condition for you, but this is the best case that I can think about. So if the previous cell if the previous cell is having greater value, then the water cannot flow from the current cell to this cell. No? Okay, from this cell to this cell, the water cannot flow. Make sense? Okay. Otherwise, what I'll say is, otherwise in all the cases, I'll say that okay, ocean of ij will be marked as 1. Okay, it will be marked as 1, and then I'll call the DFS in 4 directions. Okay, so if I'll call the DFS in 4 directions, so let's say this is the grid. Okay, and this cell is, let's say, I comma j, right? So if I'm going in the rightward direction, so it will be what, I comma j plus 1. If I'm going to the leftward, so it will be I comma j minus 1. If it is upward, then I'll call for what, I minus 1 comma j. If I'm going downward, so I'll call for what, I plus 1 comma j, right? So in all the directions I'll be calling. Is that clear also? Okay, so basically what will happen, I'll call for DFS of I plus 1 comma j. Okay, and then the current value will become the previous value also. That also you should understand. So I'll pass this matrix. Okay, I should pass this current ocean also, OCEAN. Okay, and I should pass this ocean, and the current value will become the previous value. Is that clear? Now for the next recursive call, the current value, the mat of ij, the current value is the behaving like the previous. Is that clear? Guys, please let me know. Is this point clear? That now in the previous I'm passing mat of ij, the current value will become the previous value for the next recursive call. So I'll call for mat of I minus 1 comma j comma, I'll pass the matrix. Okay, I'll pass the ocean array as well. Okay, ocean array as well. Okay, mat of ij, right? And then I'll call the DFS. Okay, for I comma j minus 1 comma matrix comma ocean. Okay, and I'll pass this as mat of what, ij. The current value will become the previous value. Is it clear till now, guys, or not? Please hit the like button if you're clear till now. We are putting in a lot of effort here. Okay, great. Now after that, I'll call the DFS for I comma j plus 1. Okay, and I'll pass this matrix. I'll pass this ocean array, OCEAN ocean array, and I'll pass this matrix. I'll pass ij. Okay, I think this should work. Let me see how it goes. Let's see if it works on the samples or not. If it works, then I'll be very happy. Otherwise, we'll check what mistakes we will be making. Okay, so it says previous. So yeah, I should pass in previous here. No? Let's see how it goes. Is everyone clear till now with the implementation part? Okay. N was not declared. Okay, so I should name this as N and this is M. Small m and small n I have taken. Okay. Does it work? Yeah, it works on the samples. So one example, if we are going from a node A to B, then B is the current is B. Yeah. So height of A should be, no. Actually, I'm going from the borders. Now understand this thing. I'm going from the borders. Understand this thing, Rishit. That let's say if I'm starting from here, now if I, like see, agree with me that I'm starting from the borders, right? So let's say if I'm starting from this cell, now. So if I'm starting from this cell, so when I'll come from this cell to this cell, then this cell will be the previous, and the previous, let's say, is 7. Okay, and in that case, let's say the current value is 5. So the water has to always, like see, I am traversing in the backward direction, I agree to that. Okay, but the water will always be flowing from here to here, na? Right? So water has to flow from inside to outside. Okay, outside of the grid. So that is why I'm checking that if the previous value, okay, if it is greater than the current value, so in that case the water cannot flow from this cell 5 to the ocean. Make sense? That is why, right? Let me try and compile it. I hope it should work. If it does not work, then I have to debug it somehow, but I hope it works. Yeah, it works. So is this problem clear, guys? Please tell me how many of you are clear with it. Are you clear with this idea? The DFS function is nothing complex, right? You are running the DFS in all 4 directions. Is that clear? Confuse हो गया, which part? किस part से confuse हो गए? Matba Joshi, others are clear. Others can tell me which part you are not clear. I will explain that. Whichever part you are not clear with, I will definitely explain that. Please tell me. Okay, see, basically you are running. See, when you are running the loop now, so always you want the water to flow from, like, see, you will want the water to flow from here, okay, from here to the ocean, right, or here to the ocean, right? You always want this thing. So when you are calling from the edges, okay, please write edges in the chat, okay. You are calling the water from the, like, you are calling the DFS from the edges, right? So see, when you are calling the DFS from here, okay, so let's say you are calling the DFS from here to here, okay, just to check. So in that case, this will be the previous. So let's say the previous value is 7, okay, and the current value is 5. So can the water flow from here to here? Tell me this thing, guys. Can the water flow from this to this? No. So that is why, if the previous is greater than the current, so the water cannot flow from the, like, current to the previous. Okay, water cannot flow from this direction to this direction. That is what we are checking. Okay, we are calling the DFS from the edges. So in that case, this guy will behave like the, this guy will behave like the previous, let's say, for a second. And when you're coming to this guy, so this guy is 5. So can the water flow from here to here? No, it cannot flow. So if the previous is greater than the, like if this guy previous call is greater than the current, so water cannot flow into the ocean, right? Water cannot flow into this ocean, let's say. Okay, but if it happened that, let's say, the previous was, let's say, 5, and the current value was, let's say, 7, so in that case the water can flow. So I'll mark it as 1. Okay, even if it was equal. So if this was 5, so the water can flow from here to here, right? But if it was lesser, then the water cannot flow from here to here. So I'll not mark it as 1. I'll simply return from here. Okay, so this will be unmarked. Is that clear? Please give me a +1. Is that clear, everyone? Please tell me. I'll do one thing. I'll just quickly generate the link also to my code. I know it's a very long live stream, but don't worry. I hope that you have understood everything. Madhba Joshi, understood now? Okay. This problem was asked in a lot of companies. It was asked in Google, Uber, Microsoft, Adobe. Let me generate the link. Okay, so the link is there. Let me paste it. If you have understood, so one thing that I'm expecting, I'll walk through the code again. But if you have understood till now, right? So please make sure to hit the like button. I can see a lot of people are still watching us. So thanks a lot for still watching. Plus, but please hit the like button, guys. Give me a +1 or write understood in the chat also if you have understood till now. Okay, I've shared the code link also. And one more thing, this problem was asked in Uber. Okay, it was also asked in a company like Google. It was also asked in Adobe. It was also asked in Microsoft and Goldman Sachs as well. Okay, so a lot of companies have asked this one. So let me now show you the code part again. Okay, so this DFS part must be clear to everyone, right? So in the DFS, I'm having ij index, okay, and I'm having this matrix, that is the height matrix that has been given. This is the ocean, current ocean that I'm at, okay, and the previous value. So if the previous value is greater than the mat of ij, so in that case, the water cannot flow from ij to the previous. Okay, so in that case, I'll return. Okay, otherwise, if I'm falling out of the grid also, then I'll return. In other case, I'll say that, okay, if I'm not hitting the base cases, so in that case, maza aa gaya. Okay, so in that case, if it happens that I'm not having the edge cases, so the water can flow from ij to the previous cell, so the water will flow. So I'll mark it as 1, and I'll call the DFS in all the 4 directions here, right? And then here, what I've done is I have a counter here. Okay, I have the 2D array for the Arabian Ocean and the Arabian Sea and the Indian Ocean. आज पूरी geography याद आ गई, ठीक है? Then what I'm doing is, if I'm calling for the edges, right? So see, basically, if I'm having this particular grid right here, okay, so if I'm having this particular grid right here, let's say this is the grid. So basically, if you will talk about this side, like basically all these cells, like these cells and these cells, right? So they are having what? This is having the column value as 0, okay, and this is having the column value as m-1. Okay, and these are all the ith row. Okay, so these are all connected to what? I think these are all connected to Indian Ocean, right? Indian Ocean. So for all the I comma 0 cells, like for all the I comma 0 cells, you can see here I comma 0. I'm calling the DFS for the Indian Ocean. Please write I in the chat, everyone. Okay, for all the different I rows and the 0th column, I'm calling for the Indian. And similarly, for all the ith cell, okay, this is the ith cell. For all the ith cell with the column as m-1, okay, column is m-1, I'm calling for the Arabian. Okay, I comma m-1, I'm calling for the Arabian. I'm passing the previous value as I comma m-1, right? So that is why Arabian. Please write A in the chat. Similarly, now I'll be doing it for the column columns, right? So see, now this part is what? Indian, right? This part is connected to the Indian. So I'll be calling for these cells, right? I'll be calling for these cells for the DFS part. And now these cells are what? This is having the row as 0 and J different columns, right? So for 0 comma J, I'm calling for the Indian Ocean, right? You can see here, for 0 comma J, I'm calling for the Indian Ocean. I'm passing the previous value as mat of 0 comma J, right? And similarly, if you will see here, so what I've done is, for this part, I'm having n minus 1th row, okay? And in this n minus 1th row, what I've done is, this part is what? All the J columns, right? So n minus 1 comma J, for all the n minus 1 comma J, I'm calling for the Indian Ocean. For all the n minus 1 comma J, I'm calling for the Arabian Ocean. Sorry, very sorry, Arabian. This is Arabian, right? So this is Arabian. So I'm calling for the Arabian, and then I'm checking that after the DFS is over, all the cells, all the cells that are flowing the water into the Indian Ocean as well as flowing the water into the Arabian Ocean, I'm counting all of them and I'm returning the count. Please write +1 in the chat if you have understood it till now. Has everyone understood it? Guys, please tell me. If you have understood it till now, please hit the like button. There's a reason why this problem was asked in a lot of product-based companies. So please make sure to hit the like button. Okay? And thanks a lot for being being very patient with me, guys. Okay? So I hope that everyone has understood this problem. Madbar has understood, Rishit has understood. What about others? Others have also understood this problem? I have already shared the link, I hope. No? Like, let me share it again if it's not shared. I think it's shared already. Okay. Can you repeat the last part? Cloud error. You can tell me which part I should repeat. Basically, if in the end it happens that both cells are there that are having, if there is a particular cell that is flowing the water into the Indian Ocean as well as the Arabian Ocean, in that case, I'll count it. Okay. So this is the DFS that we are running for the borders, and then we are just counting the all of them that are having one. Okay. So I hope that you have understood this problem very easily. It was a very easy and the DFS based problems only. So that is why although they have not mentioned that the companies like Google, Uber, and Microsoft have asked this particular problem, but that is why I recommend always that you should solve the problem of the day, because not only you will get bag and t-shirt, but also you will get a lot of consistency along with it. Okay. So thanks a lot, everyone. And you can give me a +1 again and hit the like button if you haven't already. This was a roller coaster video for us, but in the end we were able to solve it in the first go. That is what I'm happy about. So thank you and bye, everyone. You can ask the GFG team to give me a MacBook. Okay, I cannot buy it as of now. Thanks a lot and good night. Take care. All the very best and solve the problem of the day every day. I'll see you on Friday. Thank you, everyone. It was a very good problem, to be honest. Bye. Take care. Thanks a lot for being there till the very end. Bye, everyone.